So I think I'm going to call this video The Art of Expression, Honoring Your Soul Calling. And I think I want to call it that because I've been having this question come up recently of, am I or are you fully existing within your calling? Do you feel like you're showing up in your most authentic expression? Or do you still care about the judgment of others? Do you still care about the way you're going to be perceived by others? I have a feeling if this video finds you, you're probably at a state where you don't care about what people are thinking about you. You've probably let go of those cares a long time ago, or like you've been in the process of letting them go for a long time. But that question has been coming up, and it's more so like an invitation into even more depth of expression. It's an invitation to fully dive into who you really are at the core. And are you able to express all of those parts of yourself without the fear of judgment, without the fear of being perceived, or the fear of projections, or basically like what other people are thinking about you? This comes in like such subtle ways as well. Do you speak what's on your mind when you're in conversation with others, or are you filtering yourself down to appease other people's opinions, or trying to keep the peace, or you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by being honest? In what ways are you still kind of holding yourself back? And I'm talking, like, I'm getting into more like the fine grain of things here, where it's almost like, I feel like I can only speak for myself, but I feel like I've been called to take these big leaps and do these things that former versions of myself wouldn't have had the courage to do. But in some ways, it's almost the smallest shifts, the smallest things, like not wanting to hurt someone's feelings, or not having, like, I don't know, it's like just taking the time to address any place in your reality and the way that you're showing up for yourself and in your life where you're not in full honoring of you. That's what it is. It's just an invitation to look at all those parts of yourself. And it's almost as if the more we look at these parts of ourselves, the more, like, okay, like how do I gather my thoughts here? The more that we can look at those parts of ourselves, now that we've sort of dismantled the overarching framework of caring about what people think, in general, we really don't care, right? We're showing up in our authentic expression. So now that we have let go of those limitations on ourselves, now we're getting into more of the subconscious programming that we've been operating on, and allowing the awareness to come up around where we've still been people pleasing, where we've still been kind of keeping ourselves small for the sake of others, or for the sake of keeping the peace, or not wanting to step on toes and all that nonsense. Like, it's just, I feel like we're in this space, if you're resonating with this, because this is what I've been moving through recently. We're in this space where now we're ready to tackle the subconscious programming, the things that have been running on autopilot, where maybe we haven't noticed. And that's okay. It's okay to like admit that, okay, there are moments that come up where I fall back into those old patterns, where I notice that, oh, I didn't actually say what was on my mind because I didn't want to stir up any drama, I didn't want to stir up any conflict. Or I just smiled my way through the situation because it was easier to do that versus like choose a different path and like address things head on. It's totally okay to admit those things. And if you are able to admit those things and look at that without judgment, because we're all human at the end of the day, we allow ourselves the space and the softness and the nurturing to address, recognize, and let go of those patterns. The things that are coming up for you at this time are things that are ready to be released. So if you're noticing old patterns or if you're able to notice, then you're ready to let it go. Your body is allowing you the opportunity to let it go by bringing it back up, by triggering, by allowing you to be triggered enough to feel the thing where you can say, oh, that conversation didn't go the way I wanted, or I wasn't acting as my truth. I wasn't acting in alignment with my truth in that moment. That's okay. And it's actually a part of the whole process of releasing, of letting things go that no longer are aligned with you. Letting things go that you don't actually align with anymore, that don't feel like you know? And I'm saying, like, just have a gentle touch with yourself right now. Like, it's okay. And then, as you allow that stuff to come up and as you allow these things to be released, and just by addressing it, just by noticing it and naming it, as a friend of mine would say, being able to name the thing, facing it head on, and noticing it and allowing the space to release it, you're creating so much space in your field for that newness to come in, for that newness to drop into your energy field, for that newness to drop into your subconscious in replacement of those old patterns. I feel like I dropped into this conversation and I'm like, how did we get here? I was talking about the art of expression, and that was really, I guess it's what we're talking about now. Like, how are you really showing up? Are you really allowing yourself to be seen in your fullness? Are you really allowing yourself to express itself in full honoring of you and what feels right to you? Are you acting on your intuitive nudges? I feel like you are. I feel like you are. You may be seeing like a lot of black butterflies. I've been seeing so many black butterflies lately. Squirrels as well. I wonder if you have like some squirrels connecting with you. I was just like sitting out here singing, and this squirrel just like sat there in like curiosity, like staring at me like, what are you doing? It was a really cute moment, actually, very special. Can you see it? The black butterfly back there? Just hanging out. Siren? Yeah, you're expanding. You're expanding into this completely new version of yourself. Maybe you're not aware fully of like the extent of this expansion, but it's major. Very much a major expansion. I'm hearing these sirens as the symbol of help. Like typically I take sirens as help is on the way. But in this case, I'm kind of seeing it as this is like the signal that you're stepping into this new way of existing. Not that you're stepping in, but you're like in it now. Like you're on the footing of the newness, of this new expression, of this new way of being and sharing yourself and showing up in the world. It's like a major congratulations is in the air right now. This huge, like, celebratory energy of you made it, you did the thing. And I don't mean to, like, minimize it as, like, just the thing, because this has been, it's not just the thing, it's you. You've made it to your full embodiment. And it might not feel like that right now because you're still releasing these old patterns and you're still like, your awareness is still being brought to those old ways for the sake of releasing them, and that's okay, like I said. But I'm just saying, like, you may not be fully aware because your focus is being brought to those things to release and make more space. But just know that you're in it. You're being celebrated heavily right now for moving through this density, for moving through this dark night of the soul, this journey, this spiritual path that has had you looking at the depths of who you are and has had you facing yourself in all forms. This might be another video or it might be added to this video. I don't know. What is that? Sorry. It's not showing up how it is in person. It's like it's glowing like a pink, yellow, blue, purple, iridescent color. Anyways, it's a drop of water, in case you're curious. But it's like the way the sunlight is hitting it is like I literally thought it was a piece of glitter or something in the grass. That's crazy. Sorry, super distracted, but I thought that was beautiful and magical. I needed to capture it. So, okay. What was I saying? You're making space for this new version of you to anchor in. Yes, this is fact. This is true. Not only are you making space, right, you're fully stepped into this new version of who you are. And you're being celebrated in the higher dimensions, I should say. This road has not been an easy one. In fact, most people would not be able to make it through this road, even if they thought they could. I've been blessed to be able to witness this road. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, what was I going to say? I was like, I'm going to make another video about this. Maybe this wants to be in another video. About the spiritual path. A lot of people don't fully understand the intensity of this spiritual path or the spiritual journey. There is so much information, I think, on spirituality and coming to enlightenment and going through the dark night of the soul, but I don't see too many people talking about just how dark the dark night of the soul is. I don't see too many people really getting into what it takes, what is required of us to become whole. I want to preface this by saying nothing is truly difficult. It's only our perception of the thing that makes it difficult, that makes us believe it is difficult. But it's really not difficult, but it is uncomfortable. And it's meant to be that way. It's meant to be uncomfortable. You would not grow, you would not shift, you would not move, you would not change if things were comfortable all the time. That's not how this reality works. That's not how the duality of existence on this plane works. Earth is a dualistic plane. I should not say Earth because it's a state of consciousness, truly. There is an Earth existing on a fifth dimensional consciousness. There's an Earth existing on a seventh dimensional consciousness, and it's all layered, you know. But existing on the 3D, in the third dimension, as you move through these states of awakening and these states of seeing clearly, releasing the programming and the old patterns, you begin to understand just how dense and heavy the third dimensional plane of existence is. Me questioning how much to get into on this video. Oh my gosh, we could go in on this right now. Maybe I should. Maybe you need to hear that. I don't know. The dark night of the soul is about stripping yourself of every material, external thing, product, relationship, money, perceived safety and security, and more. Everyone's journey is different. But it's about looking at who you are without any of it. And can you still love yourself? When you're faced with those bad relationships that you allowed into your reality, when you put up with the BS that people were throwing your way and didn't say anything, when you compromised your morals, your beliefs, your values for the sake of others, for putting yourself, or I should say, for putting others above you in some way, for believing in others more than you believed in yourself. Can you face those parts of yourself and still love you? Can you still love those parts of yourself that made mistakes, that didn't love themselves? Can you love the inner child that was hurt? Can you love the version that walked away from your inner child for a period of time because you were hurt? Can you love the people who hurt you or who triggered that pain? I won't say they hurt you specifically, but I mean, I don't know. Physically, mentally, emotionally, people have choices, people have free will, and sometimes they do so. They wield their free will with ill intent to harm and to hurt others. Can you forgive them? Can you forgive yourself? Can you love yourself? Can you love them? And to love them doesn't mean that you have to give to them. That doesn't mean you have to allow them into your energetic field. But do you have love for them in the same way you have love for yourself? Because we are all connected. Can you have love for the living creatures of the world? Can you have love for the trees? Can you have love for the blade of grass that you sit on? Can you have love for the ants and the bees? Can you have love for the mosquitoes? Can you have love for all things? Because you are all things. You are embodied in all things, and all things are embodied in you. There is no separation. Can you love yourself? That's what the dark night of the soul is. It's coming back to love. It's coming back to a state of seeing yourself in everything. And seeing the worthiness of love in everything, in everyone. And treating everyone and everything as love, as the embodiment of God that exists within you, that exists within all things. And being able to express and feel the love of all, within all. That is what the dark night of the soul brings out. And that is not an easy journey, because to forgive not only the people who harmed you, but not only the people who harmed you, but yourself. Forgive yourself for maybe putting yourself in those situations, for allowing those situations to occur. Forgiving yourself for blaming yourself too when you didn't deserve it. It gets so deep and so heavy. That's why this is a many, many years long process. I've been consciously on this journey for 7 years. Many people have been on this journey much longer than me. And some people have been on this journey far less than me. But this is not some like buzzword. This is not like a trend or a fad. This is like heavy shit. To come out on the other side and to witness the attacks the projections, the demonization of you and your process because it's misunderstood, because people can't see you, because they can't understand you. To come on the other side of that, knowing that you are whole, and accepting the fact that people are going to misunderstand you, and that's okay. It is a level of strength that I wish everyone could experience. And I hope if this video found you that you're on that path to experiencing this. When you get to a point where you no longer give your power away to other people, and you recognize your power within to create anything that you want. You recognize that no one has the power to control your narrative. No one has the power to change how you see the world. No one can take from you. No one has access to what is not theirs. And you can reclaim your power at any point. But the process is a messy one. It's nonlinear. In a lot of ways, it's very cyclical. It's a spiral. The karmic cycles that we release is a cyclical one because you have to be faced with the energies over and over again until you decide you're ready to move on. Until you decide that you no longer want to play the game. You no longer want to engage with those energies. And you'll be faced with that in so many ways. The energy is not just through relationships, it's not just through a job, it's not just through the way you treat yourself, it's all of it. So you might on one hand think, oh, I'm done with toxic, unreciprocal relationships. Okay, that's fine. You might be then faced with someone who your past self would say checks all the boxes. You really like them. You find yourself attracted to them. And maybe there's 1% of who they are that reminds you and reflects that old karmic pattern. Are you going to say yes? Or are you going to say no? I've moved beyond this. There's no right or wrong answer. Because like I said, this journey is so unique to everyone. And sometimes it takes several opportunities of new people, of new new energies to show themselves to you so that you can say no, or that if you choose to say yes to it and ride that cycle out, then be faced again. Are you ready to let this go? Okay, you've moved on from relationships now, romantic relationships. Now, what about your relationship with your sister, with your brother, with your parents, with your cousins? Are you going to accept it? They're resembling those same karmic patterns. Are you ready to let that go? And many people would say, well, that's blood, that's my family, that's my biological family, that's blood is thicker than water. Like we have to put up with it because we're family. Do you? Are you? Is that how family treats each other? Is that how you want to be treated by your family? Is that something you're willing to accept? If yes, okay, then ride that cycle. I just saw 3333. If not, then release it. Let it go. And when you let it go, you may come into contact with people who, again, show you that 1%, or maybe it's 10%, or maybe it's 2%, whatever. And you say, hey, like, I keep releasing this, so why is it still showing up? Well, let's look at you. Now let's look at yourself. What are you doing? How are you still holding these patterns within yourself? How are you still showing up in these patterns? What are you attracting? Why are you attracted to these people? Why have you said yes to these people enough to the fact that they're now in your field in the first place? So now you're looking at within. Now you're looking at yourself. And then you're faced with yourself, like, are you ready to let this go? And the answer is yes, or the answer is no. And you ride that pattern, you ride it out, you ride that cycle. And then you're faced with an opportunity, a job that comes in. It's like, my fucking God, like, what is going on? Why do I keep attracting this shit? And it's literally because you have to release all of it. This is not just, we're not just clipping the weeds, right? We're not just shaving it down. We're not just shaving it down. We're uprooting and killing the follicle. Like, we're killing the root of the thing, you know? And to do that, you have to see it from every angle. It's going to come to you over and over and over again until you decide, I am done with this completely. But it's a process. It takes time to uproot things from the relationship side, from the familial side, from within, from the external, from the jobs, from what you are accepting, from all of it. It takes time. And that's where people tend to give up, because they're faced with this same repeated energy, the same cycle, and it feels like you're not getting anywhere. But the truth is, every time you're faced with this new cycle, every time you're faced with a new, I like to see it as an opportunity to look at this energy and look more deeply at what it is about this energy that you were attracted to begin with. What about this energy was calling itself into your field? Why was it called into your fields? Start asking those questions. Why is this here? Why am I looking at this? Why am I engaging with this? Why am I facing this? And ask yourself that. And the more we ask those questions, the deeper we can get beyond just the, oh, woe is me. I keep going through the same thing, so fuck everything. Stop victimizing yourself and see this as an opportunity for your soul to grow, for you to expand and experience something new and different. Because you don't have to keep choosing the same thing. It's your choice. We have free will. But you have to be shown the thing in order to see it, to start to see it, to break the pattern. If you're operating at an unconscious level, a subconscious level, you're not able to see it, then you're going to be faced with it until you can see it. This feels like tough love coming through. Interesting. But that's what it is. It's an opportunity for you to look at yourself and to uproot those things that no longer align with you, that you no longer want in your reality. So don't get discouraged when it shows itself to you in every angle, every direction, because you have to see it in every direction so you're not blindsided by this thing that, oh shit, this thing came sneaking into my energy again. How did it get in? Look for the cracks and then seal the cracks. This has been an interesting reading. This is super long. Sorry for this long ass video, but I just feel like we needed to get into it. Get into the meat and potatoes. Get into the depth of what this is, of what you have accomplished. If you have been going through this and you're here and you're resonating with this, congratulations, because this is the shit that you got through. And you're now positioned and ready for better. You're in a new cycle. You don't have to deal with the karmic shit no more. But if you're in this cycle still of this karmic energy, don't get discouraged. Keep going, because you're going to get to the other side. And you're eventually going to spiral your way up out of that thing, because you don't need to be there anymore. If you've chosen not to, then you will not be there anymore. It just takes time. It takes effort from you to decide that you will no longer engage with those energies and make those hard decisions of cutting people off, of letting things go, of honoring yourself and choosing better. The more you choose better, the more you will see that is better. Just trust in that. It takes time. Like I said, I've been on this thing for 7 years, and I'm only just now really seeing the newness, the change. But don't get discouraged. I'm not saying it's going to take you 7 years. I'm saying, like, first of all, throughout that 7 years, I've made major leaps in my own journey and in my own awareness. So don't get discouraged at all, because you don't have to, like, make it to the end. The end, there is no real end, but you don't have to make it somewhere in order to finally feel better. But you will feel better the more that you choose yourself. Okay, I feel like I've said what I needed to say. I feel like I've said all that I'm being called to say right now. So I'm going to leave this video right here. Blessings to you all. 444 on the timer. I love you all so much. I hope you guys are really feeling into this, feeling into the celebration of honoring yourself, of all that you've accomplished up until this point. Even if you're still in the karmic cycle, it's okay. Take the time to really just feel into the blessing that you are, the blessings that you're calling in, and nurture yourself through this, you know. I love you guys. Take care and stay blessed.